What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Unruly here, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going over a highly requested tips and tricks and part of the series that I am doing for my followers of how to improve in Apex Legends. And in today's video, we're talking about movement. I'm going to cover all the basic movements that you can do on both inputs. That's right, mouse and keyboard and controller can do these movements. And then there's some advanced movement tips that I'm going to go over that is more of the mouse and keyboard side of things, but are capable to be done on controller in some instances. We're going to go over wall bouncing, jump sliding, redirecting, punch boosting, but you cannot spam punch boosting, crouch sliding, b-hopping, tap strafing, super gliding. All those things are going to be covered in today's video. I'm going to use both inputs to show you. I am a hybrid player. I can play efficiently on both inputs, so I feel it is only right to show you how to do these movements on both inputs. And without further ado, let's get into today's movement video. Anyway, we have gotten ourselves into the firing range, and the first thing I'm going to do and talk about one of the movements that have recently blown up in the Apex Legends universe is punch boosting. Since I'm at the top of a hill right now, we're going to do that one first. Now, the purpose of punch boosting is to gain an irregular amount of momentum in the game that is baked into the, so to speak, engine that the game is built on. Apex Legends is built on a special engine. I'm not sure if it's Unreal or another one, but in the engine that Apex Legends is designed on, you can use different types of inputs and movements to increase your speed and velocity in the game to give yourself an advantage, whether it's being hard to hit, move faster to get to a target, run away, and all sorts of things. And the one that has blown up the most recently is punch boosting. And I'm going to demonstrate punch boosting by going down the hill at a regular slide. And you can get two in front of the top of a hill very, very quickly. I'm going to demonstrate this one more time. And all you do is turn around and you smack the ground. Jumping helps with some of avoiding some objects. Say there's a rock in the way. You could jump over the rock and continue keeping that momentum going. You see, that's how fast I got down to the bottom of the hill. I'll show you a regular slide. You end up dead sliding in the middle, or you don't make it the whole way. And doing this allows you to be harder to hit going down a hill. Any type of slope, even the smallest slope going down stairwells, you could do this really easily. That's a regular slide. If I were to continue punching, I would be able to go a lot faster. This one is blown up a lot more recently because it's really simple to do, and you're actually really hard to hit. Like I said, you could do it simply just to go downstairs really quickly. You don't need a lot of momentum. You don't have to jump into it. You just crouch, slide, punch, go very quickly. Go down even the smallest flight of stairs, and it just makes you walk around the map faster. Really simple, just melee the back. You don't have to jump. You can jump to avoid objects and such like that. Very simple, very easy. I'm going to grab my controller now. You do the same thing on controller as well. Simple. All you have to do is turn around and punch it. Go down, turn around, crouch. Even off small ledges like that, even though I didn't intentionally do that. And you can do that repeatedly to get a faster boost compared to just sliding down. Now, you can do that again on both inputs. Now, the next input, or the next tip and trick I'm going to tell you is really simple as well. It's literally just slide jumping. Just slide jump. How people are moving faster along the map is literally slide jumping. Don't run with your gun out. Slide and jump. Slide and jump. Repeatedly, you move around the map a lot faster than typically just walking or running with your gun out. Running with your gun out is significantly slower. At this point, you should know that already. The game tells you. It's a hint every time. Slide and jump. Easy on controller as well. Just slide and jump. Do this like every 10 steps, and you'll catch up to your teammates a lot faster than you think. And you don't have to play Moving Legend to do so. And the next topic we're going to talk about is redirecting. One legend I like to use is Octane when it comes to redirecting, to explain it the best as possible. Redirecting is simply taking forward movement and going left or right with it. Not a tap strafe, around the corner. Makes you a little bit harder to hit. It's how you avoid getting shot around. All you have to do. Simple redirect. Simple redirect. And it's not jumping and turning into it, because you see I don't go as far. If you just slide and jump and go to left or right, redirecting your momentum around a corner. All you got to do. Now, form of tap strafing, which is built off of redirects, is a little bit more complicated and a lot easier to do on mouse and keyboard than controller. And I'll demonstrate that in a little bit. Along with the sliding and jumping is literally just crouch sliding. You can spam this down hills and go a little bit faster, spam this down stairwells and go a little bit faster, make yourself harder to hit when you're out in the open. A lot of people don't do this. A lot of people don't think this is a movement technology, but when you're sliding down a hill and you see someone changing their hitbox rapidly up and down and you're aiming for their head, say with a Kraber, it's a lot harder to hit. Again, really easy to do. You just spam your crouch button down a slope, and you change your hitbox. You can do this running at people too. I've done this without literally any momentum at all. Again, just changing your hitbox. People don't think it's a... If you see other people make movement guides, this is one of the things that they do show you as well, especially on console, because there's a limit to the movement you can do on console compared to mouse and keyboard. This is one of those tips that they will recommend. Literally, just continue to crouch slide. And then B-hopping. B-hopping is the other one. Very simple to do. It's literally matching your timing by hitting the ground and jumping at the same time. Mouse and keyboard, you can do this really easy with a scroll wheel. I scroll wheel B-hop because it's really easy to catch timing. But spacebar can do the same thing. So you lose momentum. I do a scroll wheel because it's a little easier for me. Octane, you can do it faster. All it is timing with the ground and jumping. Very simple. You can do it on controller. This is a default PS4 controller, by the way. So you don't have to have paddles in order to do this stuff. Literally just crouch, slide, crouch, slide, crouch, jump, crouch, jump. A little harder to do on controller with my button layout, but if you play claw, I have to hit my crouch button and my jump button simultaneously almost to do it. But if you do claw, it's easier to do. But yeah, B-hopping is very important as well. For advanced movement tips is tap strafing and super gliding. Tap strafing I could do better on mouse and keyboard than controller, but you could mimic the movements, and that's all it is binding your W key to your scroll wheel, and you can change directions really quickly, or your jump to scroll wheel, and then you do it's more of a advanced redirect of movement. Okay, so sliding and jumping into typical Octane pad. This is how you take it without adding redirect. If you try to jump, not the same to redirect your movement, but tap strafing into an Octane pad, you could do crazy shit. Do a whole 360 compared to jumping in. Jumping in and trying to take the pad back compared to just tap strafing around. I'm able to get onto a zip line by simply tap strafing onto it. The faster redirect, tap strafing around walls. I'm not as good at it on mouse and keyboard as people would like to see, but you can just find a YouTube video to do it. You know, find another YouTube video on how to advanced tips for tap strafing. There you go, a little faster than a redirect. You can do it on the objects, pretty much anything. Like I said, I primarily do it on Octane pad, so I gain height. A little easier up to buildings, like streamer building. Really easy compared to trying to take the pad normally and jumping and going over. You can also melee into a pad to get that height. Not the same. And then super gliding. Super gliding is where you gain forward momentum on an object and crouch jump at the same time. Crouch to jump at the same time, you get this boost off the ledge. If you mess it up, it's like a dead slide. But on controller, I can do it pretty easily. More often than not, I do it unintentionally, but I tried to mimic it for you here. Maybe I'm better at it on mouse and key. Who knows? But when you get to the peak of your jump, or your climb, you want to crouch and jump at the same time. There we go. Just did it on controller. Pretty easily. That was that little super jump going on there. Try to do it again for you. That's a regular slide. There you go. There's a super glide right there. You just do it off objects. Sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's not. There, I was able to do it multiple times. There's a bigger instance right there. It's all about timing. If you get a dead slide with it, you know you did it wrong. That's how you do it on controller. It's literally your crouch and you jump at the same time. They make guides on this all the time. I'm actually playing claw in order to do this. Because my crouch is my right stick down. So in order to do this for me, I have to literally play claw. A little awkward camera angle, but it'll do. There you go. Do it on controller, you can do it on mouse and keyboard. It literally all depends on your input. There, I'm pressing literally space bar and my mouse wheel at the same time in order to do it. But super gliding is super important. You can do it off the smallest of objects. You can do it off this shit. Literally, anything involving a mantle off of it, you can do it. Just have to do it at the peak of your mantle. Again, there's videos that you can find to do like this, more practice it, and get it down to the T. But that's just the basics of it. And yeah, those are basically your movements you need to know in Apex Legends at the current date of the game. Personally, I don't use half of them when I play the game. When I'm on controller, I don't tap strafe because I compete, and you're not allowed to do you're not allowed to configure your binds in order to tap strafe. There's a video out there by a player named IllSpooky, who's a controller player, that teaches you how to configure it in Steam to use your D-pad, your left and right on your D-pad, in order to tap strafe on controller. You're not allowed to do that in ALGS. I compete in ALGS, so I'm not allowed to do it, so I don't do it. But on mouse and keyboard you can, because you don't have to change any configurations for mouse and keyboard. Super gliding. You're not allowed to do it in rapid succession in ranked or in ALGS, but in pubs it doesn't matter. And what I mean by rapid succession is it because it creates an irregular momentum shift, and it's technically speed boosting or speed hacking, is what they determine it by. So you're not allowed to do it that way. So this is what they mean by this. You can't abuse it too far. In pubs, they don't really care, but it's considered speed hacking. There's a way to use throwable abilities with Legends to do like a speed boost or and a lunge. We don't do that. It's actually bannable. So if you see players doing that, or if you see, it's called ult boosting. If you do ult boosting, you can get in trouble for it. Don't do it. I'm not going to show you how to do it because I don't want people to get banned for it, and I don't want to get banned by doing it myself because I could do it in the firing range. You probably get banned for it. But it's out there. You'll see it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this tips and tricks video. Again, I showed you every one that you can do on each input. It's capable on controller. It's capable on mouse and keyboard. Apex Legends is built on an engine that it blesses us with movement, and there is some of the movement tips and tricks for you guys in order to play Apex Legends and pretty much move like the most advanced players. There's other tips and tricks for you guys with zipline juggling, all kinds of stuff. You could all look that up. But that's basically me in Apex Legends. I hope you found this video very, very helpful. If you did, let me know in the comments down below what other tips and tricks you'd like to see. And yeah, catch you guys later.